Nation of Fit in 10. It is day 33. We are 2 days away from the halfway point. Remember when I said in the beginning of this challenge that before you know it, we'll be at the halfway point, and then before you know it, we'll be at the end? Well, we are almost at the halfway point. Feedback, let's do it. Can we ever have a cheat meal? That is the question. Can we ever have a cheat meal? Example for my birthday. It's up to you. It depends on what you want to classify as a cheat meal. My recommendation is, I would say no. I wouldn't do it during the challenge. If you're gonna do it, just do it, enjoy it. Try not to go too crazy, and then put it behind you and not think about it. Okay, it's up to you. You know, I mean, everything is. A lot of you are doing really well. This group in general is doing exceptional, and I really want to say to you, just go and eat whatever you want to eat. If it's for your birthday, fine. Go have one meal. Don't think about it. Eat what you want to eat. Like I said, don't go overboard, and then get back on track, and don't think about it. Okay? Don't feel guilty about it. Just go and do it. Okay? In general, though, I would say for the challenge, try to avoid any, quote, cheat meals. Okay? In your, after the challenge, post-challenge, I would, say, yeah, absolutely. Go and enjoy a meal once a week. All right. Now, this question I missed. The one I just answered was actually was one that was a little bit older, so my apologies. Somehow I missed it. All right. This person writes... this is under names, something specific you need help with. A better understanding of the nutrients tab on MyFitnessPal. How useful is this? My iron, potassium, and fiber numbers are usually lower than what they are recommending me. So first and foremost, I would recommend a good bioavailable multivitamin. There's one that I carry called Defense. It's called Daily Defense, excuse me. It's actually part of their immunity line, so it's really scaled towards improving your immunity or helping your immune system. But it is a multivitamin mineral. This is what I would do, because especially with fruits and vegetables, I don't really know how accurate micronutrients are, because micronutrients are highly dependent on the soil they're grown in, and I have no idea. I mean, I recently heard a stat that an orange today in terms of micronutrients is equivalent to 8 oranges in like 1930 or something. I don't know how true that is. But certainly I do know that the quality, a lot of the soils where food is grown, a lot of these soils are not as nutrient dense as what they once were. Okay, so we're basically just not getting the same kinds of micronutrients in foods that we used to. So, is a multivitamin as good? I don't know, but I take it just for extra insurance. I take it in the morning and I take it at night. So that's what I would recommend doing, to be honest with you. So how accurate is it? I would say it's probably not that accurate. Any favorite books or podcasts you'd recommend on health, food, or exercise? There's a few that I really like. They do get into the weeds. Some of them are like really bodybuilding oriented, so probably wouldn't recommend that for you. Podcast wise, there's a great one called The Drive by Dr. Peter Attia. They really get into the weeds, on things. And so it might be a bit much, but it's super, super interesting. Actually, there was one that I just listened to with Dr. Don Layman, it was on protein. And it was there was stuff I didn't know, that it was just fascinating. So that may be a podcast you want to listen to. As I mentioned, they do sometimes get into like the biochemistry quite in depth, and it's just like, when they get really into it, I'm like, nah, like, it's not really that necessary, but they do, and they also do some more surface level stuff. So, I'd recommend that. Dr. Andrew Huberman, that's another really good one. It's not always on exercise and nutrition, but there's some human physiology and some other stuff around health and wellness, which is really, really interesting. Books. I'm reading a really good book right now by Dr. James D. Nicolantonio. It's called The Salt Fix. I never actually really thought that salt was that bad, to be honest with you. And certainly this book uncovers much more. I never thought it was that bad when I started learning about physiology. Basic physiology, you realize that sodium's incorporated into so many aspects of the human body, so many of our physiological functions. But this book here really, really sets the tone for how important salt is, and how it relates to blood pressure and type 2 diabetes, etc. I am not finished it. I may be like a third of the way through. So I'm really enjoying it. It's called The Salt Fix, again by Dr. James D. Nicolantonio. He's got another one called, I think, The Mineral Fix as well. So I'm going to read that one next. So you can also check him out on Instagram. He posts a lot of stuff on it that is just quick to the point and very useful. Overall, I'm feeling really good. I know what I have to do, and although I'm not always perfect, I've been steady and consistent. Great. This person is doing very well, so kudos to you. This person writes, my weight on the scale hasn't changed for about a week and a half, even though I've been following everything closely. Should I be concerned? No, don't be concerned. Weight is just weight, and in the short term, weight doesn't mean anything. Okay? Weight is influenced by so many things, so don't worry about it. This person writes, how am I doing here? 7:30. Something to improve upon. I can improve upon my sleep routine. Yes, if there's one thing I can recommend, go to bed earlier. Just go to bed earlier. If there's one thing I can recommend with sleep, go to bed earlier. Get in bed, start relaxing, and read a book. All right, I saw a TikTok about diet culture, and it made me reflect on this challenge in diet culture. It's hard to formulate this into a question, but I guess I would like you to talk about toxic diet culture and your specific journey with it, if you are comfortable. Like, how do I make sure I keep a healthy relationship with my self-body throughout this process? Okay, this is a huge topic. Let's talk about this tomorrow. This is a great question. So I will do this tomorrow. All right, it's going to take me at least one video. Lots to say on this. Probably could talk about it for a couple hours, to be honest with you. But message of the day on this day 33 on the week that you will not quit, just like every other week in this challenge going forward. You will not quit. If you're going to quit anything, quit being lazy, quit making excuses, and quit waiting for the right time. That's probably the most important thing. Now, obviously, you guys are all working towards, you're not waiting, you're doing right now, right? So, but maybe something that you can just keep in your mind for maybe some other things that might be holding you back towards anything else you're working towards, or perhaps in the future, hopefully this won't happen, but in the future, if you're gonna quit anything, quit being lazy, quit making excuses, and of course, quit waiting for the right time. If you want to do it, just start doing it, and don't worry about trying to make it perfect. Man, that's probably been my nemesis for so many things. Not, worrying about it not being good enough. Just, and I know I get on you guys' cases for all the little nuances in this challenge, but ultimately we just got to start doing and just trying and hammer through things, and eventually we'll get there. We just got to focus on improvement, right? Improvement is where it's at. Progress is where it's at. If you improve, you'll progress, right? If you're consistent, you'll progress. Consistent of the right things. I'll say it again. If you're going to quit anything, quit being lazy, quit making excuses, and quit waiting for the right time. Positive energy, positive vibes. Excuse me, believe in yourself. For the love of God, give some gratitude, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.